Recently, I started playing Tunic. This is a very colorful, cartoony video game from a top down perspective that combines top down as well as puzzle aspects and combat aspects, mostly with combat aspects. This is similar to Death's Door in a lot of ways, which is a game that I just reviewed and finished recently. However, I would say that this one does have a much more fantastical, cutesy type art style with very, very bright colors, and it looks kind of more like a Zelda game than anything. On top of that, I will say off top, this is a lot harder than Death's Door was for me. Now, the game does get easier if you actually take advantage of the various things you can do. For example, there are certain enemies that if you blow them up with bombs, it becomes a whole lot easier. And once you progress through the game a bit and you gather your shield and whatnot, it does start to get easier as you go on. However, I find the kind of layout of this game to be a little confusing at times. However, one of the nice things about it is there are these telescopes around the map that you can find and utilize to see the next area that you're going to go to, so you can kind of go to that direction. Now, you also, of course, have to kind of make a mental map or take a picture of what you're looking at in case you get lost, or else you do have to go all the way back. But compared to something like Death's Door, which really didn't have anything like that where you can zoom out and see the map, it definitely is useful. There are various enemy types as well as altars around the area that you can rest at in order to save your game as well as get your health back. You can also gather coins from killing the various enemy types and take them into the merchant, where you can buy things like bombs amongst other things. There are quite a few enemies along the way to various different locations. One of the earlier points that I got a bit stuck on was with this green guard, where essentially you have to go down from the first waypoint all the way down towards the bottom of the map, and you have to make it through like 4 or 5 guards, a couple of them with the shields. On top of that, there's other kind of sprites and whatnot around that are just trying to vie for your death. There's like a fucking Gatling gun that you have to make it past at some points. There are a lot of different enemies that you have to make it by. So when I would what I would keep have happening is I would make it down to the green guy in order to take him out. However, he had a shield, so it was extremely difficult to actually fight him, especially after losing all sorts of health and already utilizing the health potion. What I did realize, however, was, if I go down and I kind of draw away the enemies one by one in order to take them out slowly, and then go to the cliff right above the green guy and throw down some bombs, then it was an easier way to make it down, kill him, and then gather a key that was needed in order to get my shield. Once I got the shield and I figured out this strategy, it became a whole lot easier. However, there are definitely still some points of contention. For example, there is another green guy in this other area where you have to cross a bridge, and you can use bombs there too. However, a lot of the times if you throw them, they just kind of fall off, so you really have to throw them perfectly, and I wasted quite a few bombs trying to get past this point. Now, I would say that the nice thing about this game is that a lot of the difficulty comes from trying to get down the game and what's going on. One thing that's a little difficult is there is kind of this map or guidebook type thing. However, most of it is still in Chinese, I believe, or Japanese, one or the other. I'm sorry, I'm not too familiar. And so essentially, it's hard to read it at certain points. However, it does translate just enough so you can get the basic gist of what the controls are and what exactly you're going to be doing. So once you start getting those controls down, though, it starts to become, like I said, a whole lot easier. And now I'm actually really kind of getting to the point where I can easily take on multiple enemies at once and not really have to worry too much about it, which makes it a lot easier to get through some of these various locations. The other thing I would say is that the altars are not very commonly scattered throughout. They are pretty far and in between. So if you die, you do have to go pretty far back, and of course it resets all of the enemies and you have to take them on again. I would say that this is definitely a type of game that would be good if you liked something like Death's Door but wanted even more of a challenge, or if you're into like really difficult games or the Souls series, other things like that, then this definitely would be the thing for you, because you are going to die a lot. However, as long as you kind of keep persevering and you keep making your way around, then it is definitely quite a cool game. And I also like that there are various little hidden entryways. For example, there was this one one area that I kind of just was moving around randomly, and I realized that, oh, I can get behind this like waterfall type thing and go to the other side of this beach where there were chests and whatnot, as well as there are chests with various things kind of scattered throughout as well. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this game. I think the main thing is the animation stands out. However, what do you guys think? Did you play this game? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments down below. Besides that, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram. That'll pop up during the outro, and the rest of our links are down in the description too. We have gaming sessions for gaming content, movie and Smokin sessions for movie content, CrazyRocky for variety content, and the Try Podcast is our podcast channel. All right, guys, I'll see you all in the next one.
Space out of my head to the depths of the universe. It's a spell or a chance just to open